Hello, people of the internet. We worked on this very fun task or very fun feature, which was colorizing the build status values in the Cli command. The code was pretty simple. Why is it so slow? Hey, GitHub, work. Okay, so the code was very simple. We just created some mapping on the status value to color, and then we just used the colorize status here and used text markup from from there is the Warcraft 3 again, from the rich library. And it was pretty easy. The output looked like this, so this is really cool. I like this so much. See, it seems my teammates liked it too, so it is worth putting some more time into this, because I just previously we did that only as a proof of concept. I wasn't sure if my teammates will like that or not. It wasn't driven by any feature request or any user or customer or anything like that. It was purely driven by me. So I wasn't sure if they will like that or not. It seems they like it. So let's improve what we did. So here are some comments from Pavel. He complains that setting some fields to default are redundant because we are actually doing let's jump to the file change. It will be better readable here. Yeah, so he complains that these two are not these two are redundant because we are doing the default here. That's true. I just wanted to be explicit here because it would be easier to search and replace, and also to see all the statuses and potentially change the the colors in the future. So I think I will want to keep this as is. We also got a very helpful comment from Gemini, and Pavel commented on the same topic as well. So this is available only since Python 3.9, but we need to support also Apple 8, which uses Python 3.6. So we cannot use this construct. I used this because I wanted to have -- color and also -- no color. We could easily add a mutually exclusive group, so that would be just fine. This is not a mutually exclusive group. This is just a recommendation by Gemini. I don't like this very much, but I would add a mutually exclusive group. That would be fine. But Pavel also commented, do we even need the -- color? So we will maybe just add only -- no color and ignore the color. Fine by me. That's all very easy. The main problem we have is that the Python rich library is not available in Apple 8. So if we go to source-fedora-project.org, rpms, python-rich, so this is available in Fedora 44, 3, 42, Apple 9, Apple 10, but not Apple 8. The question is, was somebody, in square quotes, lazy to do it? Is it impossible to do it? Is it hard? I have no clue where we land on this. So we will need to figure out how costly it will be for us to build Python Rich for Apple 8. If it is like easy, simply using the same spec file we have in Apple 9 and just building it, then we would ask the maintainer to please build it officially even for Apple 8. It is possible it will be the same, but we will need to use a lower upstream version, not the current one. That would be fine too, probably. But it is also possible that simply from its inception, is inception the right word? Or conception, translate. Inception. Yep, from its inception. It wasn't meant to be for Python 3.6, so maybe it is not possible at all to support Apple 8. That's something we need to figure out at first, because otherwise we cannot move forward. So let's try that. So we are going to jump to, is the font size good enough? I think yes, hopefully. So we will jump to git Fedora and we will fed package clone Python rich. So this is basically a git clone from our dist-git repository. So that source, yeah, so basically from here. Now we are going to jump into that directory and we are going to do git lol. It seems that Apple 10 is on a different, a different branch than a different commit rather. That Apple 10 is on a different commit than the rawhide. So typically when I do my packages, let me show you quickly. If we go to, for example, qtile and do git lol, you can see I try to write the spec files in a way that basically all the new versions. Qtile wasn't a good example actually. Sorry about that. Qtile is not that easily possible. Do it that way. Light would be a good example. Git lol. Yeah. Okay, so there are some rebuilds not done by me. Anyway, what I was trying to say, I try all my branches to point to the same commit as rawhide and write my spec files in that way. So I have conditionals within the spec file so that I can have the same spec file for all branches rather than having a different spec file for different branch, meaning a different Fedora version. But that seems to be, it's not possible to do it that way every time, and also it's a matter of preference. It seems it is not done that way here. So we should rather fed package switch branch to Apple 9 and fed package srpm. So this builds a source RPM for us for whatever version is in the Apple 9. we should be able to do mock r appel. We cannot do appel 9 because they renamed the config names, I think. So it would be, for example, rel plus appel 9. Yeah. So I don't know if I would have to do... I don't know if I would have to do some authentication for rel. We can try. If not, we can fall back to CentOS. Or maybe, is there a CentOS? Maybe we can do that even now. CentOS stream. Nah. Okay, let's do rel plus appel and we will see. Yeah, exactly. I don't have a subscription manager, that's why I wanted to avoid that. But we could do Alma Linux plus appel. I think this is not existing config. Fuck me. Appel 9. It's Alma, not Alma Linux. Okay. Starting to get pissed off. Okay, cool. Okay, this should build successfully, right? We created a source RPM from appel 9 branch, and now we are trying to build inside of appel 9 chroot. So that should work just fine. What is going to be more interesting after this experiment? It's just, I want to confirm it builds so that we don't go on a wild goose hunt, goose chase, I guess. What is going to be more interesting is taking that same source RPM and trying to build it in Alma 8 plus appel. And I kind of, you can take a guess if it will work or not. My guess is it will not. Otherwise, I think it would be available in the repositories. Finally. Okay, so appel 9 worked as expected. Let's go appel 8. So technically, like, there is no problem. We should be able to take that one source RPM and build it anywhere. Source RPM were supposed to work this way. There are actually limitations in some packages, but like a well-written package, I guess. I don't want to speak badly of packages that don't build successfully from one source RPM in all the Fedora versions. I'm not sure, maybe there are well-written packages that this doesn't work for. But I mean, for the majority of packages that are well-written, it should be able to take a source RPM and build it, like build the source RPM on one Fedora version and build it for another version. They were supposed to work that way. Also, sorry if you are that exception and your package is well written and it doesn't work that way. Yeah, I didn't want to speak badly of that. I'm not sure what's the exact situation. Anyway, we seem to be missing some macro. Oh, sure. I think the problem is, check this out. So we will go to git fedora rich and spec file, and we have this PyProject build requires. And I'm starting to think they are available only on the new Fedora versions, not the version that was Apple 8 forked from. So we can probably ask ChatGPT this, but we could Google it as well if yeah. From what Fedora version this macro is available? That sounds like bullshit to me. I'm calling bullshit on this. Let's take a look. Fedora PyProject build requires. PEP, okay, I don't care about the PEP, I care about the Fedora version actually. Can we take a look at blame? Readme here. We are looking for this blame. Oh, come on! What the hell is this? Jesus. So, fat package clone. This. Now we can take a look at PyPro. Yeah, we need to go git Fedora PyProject RPM macros readme, and we need PyProject build requires. Sure, blame here. We are talking at least 2019. When was Apple 8 released? 2019. So it is possible it was a bit before this. They say September, and the commit was, yeah, but that's not a good. That's not a good indicator. Fedora packaging, Fedora changes. Let's try Fedora changes. This one. Yeah, this one. What target version is that? Fedora 31. Okay, Fedora 31. From what Fedora version Apple 8 was branched? 28. Okay, so this is pre that macro. Well, that sucks. Can we... Okay. Let's try to take a look at what is the current version of the rich. Don't annoy me. Okay, so they don't mention 3.6 here, but that's not that surprising. Release history. So what we have 13.1 in Apple, 13.1 in Apple. 13.10, we have this one. Requires Python 3.7. So this is not helpful for us. I guess 13.3.7 still. So maybe we need 12.6.0. Okay. This looks reasonable. Now, the problem is, this is so old that I have no idea if this will work. Console from markup. I'm starting to think our code will not work with that version. We will try that. So let's do this. Oopsie daisy. Is there anything secret? I think this is just fine. This is actually an internal repository, but this is just fine. There wasn't anything secret. Let's maybe jump from that. Let's run docker run it and do CentOS 8 bash and dnf install Apple release. We want to okay, let's do then Alma Linux 8. We want to enable the Apple repository on that. Release. Actually, we didn't need that. Maybe, I'm not sure. A dnf install pip. That's why we are doing this in a container. I want to install pip, and I want to Python pip, and we want to Python 3 pip, and we want to install the rich using pip. So pip install rich with 3. Jesus. What kind of version it installed? Yep, the one we expected. So 12.6.0. If we do Python 3 and we will try our code. So our code is inside of that GitHub repo, and we don't have it. Do we have it here? Copper. Yeah, color. Yeah. This one, cool. So we are doing these two imports. Cool. Okay. Then we do what? Then we are doing self console. So let's do this. Not color, no color, also false. This works too. That's good. But we have seen all of this in the documentation. The problematic part will be this one. So I am kind of afraid this will not work. So for markup, we will do foo cool green okay, and we will do console print text. Oh gosh, it works. Nice. So we we know the reason why it is not packaged for Apple 8. It's because of the RPM spec file incompatibility, and the maintainer didn't want to bother with the now deprecated spec file format for older Python that we used for Python spec files in the past. And I don't blame them. I would ignore that as well and just not include it in Apple 8. It makes complete sense to me. I would have done exactly the same. So no pointing fingers at the maintainer. That was completely reasonable call there. But since we are the ones who need it, we will actually change this. We will actually change this and package this for Apple 8. This was previously misnamed. Remove the obsolete. Okay, whatever that means. Now, we know we need to package 0.12.6 or 1. Oh, it's like this. 12.6.0. 12.6.0. Auto release. I hope auto release works in older in Apple 8, basically. So this is just fine. This is just fine too. Yes. The only problem we have here is the build requires. We just cannot use the dynamic build requires. So what are the dependencies here? I have no clue. Requires. Would this specify only Python, or it would specify the actual? You know what? We will do it this way. Where is the download? I want my download button here. Sure. This is it. So we are going to open downloads. Richard Stallman. No. That's only for the picture frames. We want the turbo. And we want something like requirements. No. So then we want setup.py. Extras require. Common mar. And install require. Okay. Can we ignore the extras? I would hope so. Let's package just these two. So on our Apple 8, if we DNF search, that could be also a problem. If one of those is missing, then we are screwed. So this is here, nice. Now please pigments be there. Yes. Seems like they are packaged. So instead of generate the build requires, we probably want to specify our build requires on this one and on common mark this one, and we also need these two as runtime dependencies, so we will add them also as runtime dependencies. Maybe one more space here. Now that was dynamic build requires, but we also have problems somewhere here, and I don't remember what was the functions or macros that we need to use from the top of my head. So we are going to take a look at Fedora packaging guidelines, Python. If we search era, yep, this is 2010's era, I guess. So from 2010 to 2020, which would kind of match the, because Apple 8 was 2019 and that was the last one. Yeah, I guess that's what it means. However, there will be an example spec file somewhere. This is the one. And as you can see, we are manually specifying build dependencies. In prep, we do auto setup. That's correct. Here we do py3 build instead of the wheel. So build. Here we do install instead of this. Setup and test. Okay, so check import. I'm not sure if check import is a... No, it is not. It's definitely not. So we can remove this. I guess we are running the PyTest correctly, hopefully. And we can even keep the skipped tests, that's fine by me. Files, here will be, so we have files -n Python 3 source name, so that's correct, but we cannot do F and use the files from the macro, so we need to manually include the files. So we keep license and doc as they were, but now we need to sitelib source name. We don't have source name, we have PyPI name, I think. PyPI name. So what is their source name? Yep, that's just example that is used for like that's the name of the package on PyPI. That's the same for us. So I think this is just correct. This is just correct, I think. So if we, where are we? If we go back to the rich package, Python rich, and we do git status, git diff. Yep, this is our changes. Fed package source RPM. Yep, so we are seeing a bunch of warnings now that we are using deprecated macros. Exactly, that was the point. They are deprecated at the moment on Fedora 43, which I'm running as my host system on my machine. but they are the standard on Apple 8 that we are trying to build for. So that's exactly what we would expect. And the important thing is here, there is the correct version of the package. So this is exactly what we want to build for Apple 8. Let's do, Alma plus Apple 8 like we did before. But now we are going to build the older version. Let's do it. Oh shoot, no module named setup tools. That shouldn't be a deal breaker for us. So I think we just need setup tools. Fed package and build again. I hope it's not a big deal. So we were seeing some Python 3.6, no such file directory. That's not looking good. And this is not looking good actually. I mean, we added the setup tools, didn't we? DNF search setup tools. They are available, most certainly. What seems to be the problem? One more time. Fed package source RPM mock what is this? I don't really know. And I can see that, for example, some of the dependent, see, common mark was installed. Setup tools is installed. I think we may need 3.6 setup tools or something like that. Oh, this is going to be so stupid. No. So in some cases they have 3.6 and in some cases they don't. So I'm not sure why. Check this out. Some of them, there are a lot of Python versions. So this is a bit weird. I'm not sure why. Also, I'm not seeing any 3.6. Oh, here are a few 3.6s. Wow. How did we do packaging 7 years ago? Should we do... Is there 3.6 devel? There is. So maybe we need something like this. And maybe let's just do this. I'm not sure. This is from the weird migration phase between Python 2 and 3, and there were a lot of numbers and so on, and I don't remember correctly how how did we do things? We are installing a bunch of 3.12s. That's just, and we are running Python 3.12. I don't want to be running Python 3.12. From what command? What command is this? Setup. So this is the build one. Yeah, we are in the build phase. So yeah, we are using Python 3. So do we need to do Python 3.6 build? I'm not sure if this exists or not. So the macro doesn't exist. Let's do Apple 8 Python Python packaging version. Apple packaging, Apple Python 3. Maybe this is the document. Okay. So we are specifying the version like this, and we want Python 3.6. Is that it? Okay, one more attempt. This was a really messy period in Python packaging, so I'm more than glad that it is already behind us. Okay, that seems to be working better. Now we are failing for data classes, and I think those are just not available. I mean, there is no way. So data classes, grep Python. Oh, they are. Okay. So maybe we can, for tests, do build requires. Yeah, we didn't need that setup tools. It was installed by the devel. And we maybe don't need 3.6 devel. Maybe since we defined the macro globally, we can do just Python devel. We will see. For checks, data classes, yeah, this one. Okay, let's try another attempt. Source RPM, and now build the RPM. Okay. Python devel. Okay, so that's not correct. We need the 3.6 devel. Okay, that's fine by me. Okay, we are in the check phase and typing extensions. Well, there is no way these are packaged, right? DNF search. And if we do just typing grep extensions, oh, they are. Lovely. I must have copy pasted incorrectly. Sorry. This looks okay though. So one more attempt. What the hell is that? So I guess our PyTest is not being installed. This macro maybe doesn't work. So let's do Python 3 PyTest and comment this for a second. So source RPM and this one. Okay. Let's do DNF search PyTest. Is PyTest one of the packages that have the 3.6? Not really. So the assert is like this. So if we ls here and we DNF install Python 3 PyTest, okay, it installs, and we ls again /pytest. It is looking for pytest.py, not pytest. So we should probably skip that one. So the test it is failing is named. We have 12 failing tests. So several tests are failing. Okay, we will exclude those. By the way, I do this, I think, a better way in my qtile spec. Let's take a look at that one. Git Fedora qtile spec. Yeah, I use the select, and I do so because I can have multi-line. I can have one deselected tests per test per line, and I'm not sure it is possible with this. I think not, and that's the reason why I switched here. So what we are going to do is comment out the tests entirely. No, not tests entirely. We are going to use just PyTest, like maybe v, so that we can see the tests being executed. Now we are going to run this, and all the tests that are going to fail, we are going to ignore. I mean, we are adding the package for an old version, and we are probably the only one who is going to use that, and it's not worth figuring out all the tests. I'm not familiar with the project, so I'm not sure what is a test problem or what is a code problem. I would just, like, we have a big success rate. If there are few small bugs, I don't care. So we want to wrap this, and now we are going to be using shoot 1, 2, 3, 4, the select, and I don't know why I don't have the full. For some reason it doesn't show us the full path. Anyway, we will at least, for some reason it's, oh yeah, here it is, test pretty. Okay, that's fine. So like this, double colon, and like this, right? Same here and everywhere else. So that here is the pretty, double colon, new line. We shouldn't forget on the, yeah, everywhere it's pretty almost everywhere. So we'll copy paste this and we will just replace whatever is here. So test pretty, max depth, we have that. Test address, we also have the address empty. Render, that's still pretty. Python render. Now we are in test syntax. So test syntax. And what is the function name though? So the render, I think, is not in the pretty. I think it is the, this is a new one. So address empty, this is already the syntax problem. This is also syntax. If we scroll down a little, so text render simple, so same these but simple. It's hard to see anything in this output. We have simple indent guides. I would expect this to be in syntax too, right? There is no simple anymore. No, this is something different though. Oh, this is chaotic. Okay, what we are going to do now is we are going to run this and see what remains. Oops. Like this, and this line can't have the last line cannot have the continuation character at the end. So source RPM and run this. Oh my goodness, the deselect syntax is not available in this old PyTest. Oh Jesus Christ. So what is going to be our syntax? it is K. It is K. And it is going to be a string, right? And this is probably going to be end of string, I guess. And then we need to do something like and not, with the exception of the first one, which is just not, right? I guess, maybe, hopefully this could work. Probably not. So what seems to be our problem? No test ran, wrong expression passed to. Do they have a problem with the test paths being here? I suspect that could be the problem. So if we do just this and this, will this be better? Probably not. Oh, this is better indeed. Okay. How many tests are failing now? Only 3 tests are failing now, so we forgot 3 tests somehow. It's kind of hard. Yeah, this is a name. So this is 1. This is 1. And of course we missed another one. That's just great. So no wrap, highlight ranges, and suppress. This is the last one. So same trick here and not same here. We need the lines, and I don't want such a huge indentation, so I guess this is okay. Now for the 50th time, fed package and build it. So we got past the tests. We are now having problems with this. Which is our last part of the spec file, so we are getting to the finish line. We are having problems with the sitelib API name. I think so. Where is it? I'm blind for a moment. Directory and file. Yeah, this is the line I was looking for. Oh shit. Okay. So user lib python 3.6, is it here even? It is. And then site packages. Site packages. So I'm not sure where it installs the package to. Do we see anything interesting in the install phase? Check this out. Copying Python 3 into site packages. That looks reasonable to me. You know what we will do? We will comment out these two, which will mean that we will install, that this will fail again, but it will fail because we installed some packages but didn't include them in the files section. So we will take a look where it installs them and go from there. So it seems we install the egg, but we don't install the... We don't actually install the package. So if we uncomment this line, it will start building successfully, I think. Okay, so it actually finished building successfully. So, but this cannot work, right? If we take a look at this, and we have the no-arc package here. So if we copy, not scp, but docker copy this file into our Docker container, which is, we are going to create a new one, which is this, right? So here into slash even, that's fine. It's of course docker cp, not copy. And if we go here, dnf install appel release, so that we can install our dependencies from somewhere. And then we will try to install the package. The package should install successfully, but we shouldn't be able to import that, right? That's no... so now dnf install slash, and we have the rich package here, so we can do that. Yep. Now Python 3. So that's a first problem. But okay, let's say we dnf install Python 3. Python 3. We are in Python 3.6, so that's what we would expect. Now, what is the most basic import from the package? Import. I want to import some. Import. No. Yes. We want this. So, of course. So our package is incorrect. Our package is actually not installing that that package correctly. And that must be a bug in the package actually. So if we edit downloads rich setup by I'm not sure what should I be looking for here. I'm not sure if they need to mention the source file that is supposed to be installed. I kind of think they need to. If we go to tracer, for example, setup by, so packages. So in my package, in my old package, I do this line. So I specify packages equals and whatever is supposed to be installed. What do they do? Packages rich. Okay. That's weird. I'm not sure why it doesn't work. Let's take a look at the Apple packaging. No, not really. We want this packaging. So Py3 install is actually what they do. That's right. And this is Python 3. Yeah, that seems to be correct. So we could install that manually, probably. So if we auto setup, which is our prep phase, then we are basically inside of extracted sources. So basically we should be inside of this rich 12.6.0 package. So in our current directory here in install phase, there should be a rich directory. So we should probably be able to do cpr rich into, and there is this build root macro which isn't here, so we'll need to copy paste it from somewhere because I'm an idiot and don't remember that. But I wanted tracer, for example. No, okay, then qtile build root. Yeah. I didn't want to make a typo in that, so let's copy paste it. So from current directory we want to copy a rich directory into build root, and then in it is going to be the sitelib directory, right? So if we copy this, then we should fail the build here that it is not included, and we are going to try just that. So source rpm and again this mock command. Okay, test, they should be fine. Yes. Now we are seeing the exact failure that I was mentioning. Installed but unpackaged files. And those are the ones. So I think this is just fine for us. I don't know why py-install didn't install them. But do we really care? Is the question. If we were packaging this for Fedora Rawhide and for the upcoming decade of maintenance, then yes. But since we are packaging this for Apple 8, which is already considered not end of life, but kind of like it will be fully end of life in 2029, but from now on and until then, it will only receive, I think, like security updates. So do we really care in this case for that? And we also copied the package into the container. So if we reinstall, open Python again and import. So we are having problems with typing extensions. Okay, so typing extensions actually are not a test dependency. It is actually like a fully runtime dependency. That's good to know. So we fixed our package in this case, and we will DNF install this so that we can move forward, and we will see if data classes are the same case or not. That will be interesting. So let's run Python and import. Okay, so data classes seem to be possibly only a test dependency. Maybe. So if we try to once again copy from this, and we will do, I don't know, console, well, not here, of course, here, console, of course, we need to import the console, this one. So data classes are the same, good to know. So here, and we also add data classes as a runtime dependency. Good. I think our package is complete then. Source RPM. Let's try to build the last one, but that will be okay. Now, we are going to need to propose our change into RPM's Python rich, right? So this person maintains the package. This is the main Fedora package. We will need to fork this. We will need to fork this. We will need to take this clone URL and put it into our git/config, and we want this, yeah, so we want something like first things. This is how I do stuff. It is possible you do it differently, it depends on your Git workflow, but this is how I do it. So if we now commit all of this stuff, by the way, first we need to switch to Apple 8. So switch to Apple 8 could not, okay, so git stash, switch branch Apple 8, there are multiple. Oh, come on. Now I confused myself. Div what is the command? Git diff not staged. Shit, I used maggots for so long I start forgetting my git commands. Git diff cached. Jesus. Yeah, okay, so git status So I'm thinking git restore staged everything. Git reset head, git checkout, I mean everything, and we might have just lost everything, but if we jump once back, we should be fine. Yeah, that's fine. You know what? We will commit everything, even on the Apple9 branch, just to have it committed, because initial package for Apple 8. So what I want to do is I don't think we need this package. I have no idea what that is. Git checkout Apple 8. Is there something? Yeah, it's here. So yeah. So here are just a very few lines. That's fine. Now git lol all. We want this package. Git cherry pick this package. This commit, I mean. What seems to be the problem here? Git cherry pick, skip. What files are here? Vim readme. Okay, it's so. Okay, then we are going to just save this file then. So now we have the spec file. That's fine by me. So we are going to fed package new sources. This. We're uploading the sources. On unauthorized, sure. So fedpackage no fk init u frostix. So this is how we authenticate. It's just kinit, like Kerberos init, but it's a wrapper script, so it's easier for us. 1. Okay, now we should be able to upload the sources. Uploaded. It changed our git ignore and sources. We can also add the spec file, git status. So git diff cached. This looks reasonable, right? So we can commit this. Git commit initial Apple 8 package. And we can push this into our fork, right? Mistakes. Now we are going to create an actual pull request. So initial package for Apple 8. I guess we did initial Apple 8. Okay, so we did this, we did it like this. So okay, that's fine. I am packaging this The Apple 8 doesn't support our current Pi project. Build requires macros. So I needed to rewrite the spec file using the 2010s era macros. I'd really like to use this package for Copper CLI. See this one. Okay, we are creating a pull request. So hopefully whoever is maintaining this, maybe we can give a shout out to that person from this. So hopefully this person will have the time to take a look and do a review for us and include this in Apple 8. That would be lovely. So we could then build our. We could then use this as a dependency for our Python for our Copper CLI in Apple 8. Otherwise, if this does not get included, we would probably in our pull request have to create some fake classes and do this in a try except block. So we would try this, and if not, it would be successful for Apple 9 Plus, right? And in Apple 8 it would fail, and we would catch that in an except block, and we would there basically implement a fake or mock text and mock console, which could then which would then have these methods, right? And they would just do nothing, right? They would just do nothing. They would just return the text, and this would just print. So we could fake it like that, but I'm saving it as a last resort. Ideally, we would like to get the package included in Apple 8, and then basically color even on Apple 8. It would be awesome. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.